to Northwest Connects. This is the podcast for the Northwest Local School District. And today in our studio here, we have the district's CFO treasurer, Amy Wells. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
I appreciate this because it's time to talk about the district's finance plan and how you are using the finance plan to pave a pathway for success for the district, for the students, for the community. We have a lot of elements of that, and this is a really great opportunity to make sure that the residents of the community get all of the details. There's a lot that folks don't understand about putting this kind of thing together, so I appreciate your coming in.
Like I said, thank you.
Well, let's start with, what are the overall objectives for a plan like this? What do we want to communicate?
What we want to communicate so our community understands that we are financially stable, that we are being proactive in our planning and our commitment to our community, and that we have a master facility plan, which includes our needs, our building projections, as well as the maintenance and updates and use of our facilities going forward.
So in 2019, the school district rolled out a strategic plan, and that set the course for long-term success with the district. Can you tell me about that plan?
Yes, so our strategic plan has 5 pillars, one of which is financial stability. So in establishing financial stability, we were working on creating a roadmap that aligned our goals to the future success of our district and the pathways of success for our students. We were looking at ways that we're allocating our dollars, so we're aligning our resources to our instructional priorities. We were making sure that we were doing the necessary cost reductions that we needed to align our district operationally. We create a 5-year forecast, so we're always looking 5 years out and making sure we're staying financially stable. And then we're sharing our plan with our community and being as transparent as we can.
So as you move forward, carrying these things out from the strategic plan, can you tell us where you are now on that process and what's been accomplished already?
Sure. So our focus on the plan has been on the long-term success of the district. And so our plan has allowed us to keep our focus on students and student achievement. We're allocating at least 70% of our funds towards instruction. So that is 70% is a national and state benchmark, and we're actually at 73%. So we're at least 70% on instruction, no more than 10% on administrative costs, like office and paper and things like that. We also have a community partnership. So we have a resolution was passed by our Board of Education as a partnership with our community that says we will not increase our operational growth more than 3% from year to year. And so we've been able to maintain that. And then last year we released an annual budget document, so we'll release this annually. And what this document does is it aligns, it shows our goals by building, by district, as well as the budgets per building and department.
I love all of those details. I love that you can find those on your website. I know that residents can look on your website to find all kinds of things. And the parts of the strategic plan that residents can look at and see things like you mentioned, 70% is going to be for instruction. That's what you want to know. When you're looking at your district's plan, your budget plan, you want to know, well, what is it for? And you have even better than that, because you said 73% is at that benchmark, and no more than 10% on administrative. Those are things that I really like hearing as a member of the community when I'm here about my school district making a budget. So I love that that's all part of that plan and that it's available for anyone to look at. And those are some great highlights to look at in that plan.
And our administrative costs are below 10. They're about 7.
Oh,
and we still have operational costs, transportation, custodial, cleaning, things like that, maintenance. So that's about 20% of the budget.
Okay, so it's even better than what I was saying is 7% those are really great numbers to be able to share. I just wanted to highlight those again because those are such good numbers. As Northwest Local School District continues the plan, so we've talked about where you are already, how far you've come. As you go forward and continue this plan, how have you found ways to be good stewards of the community's dollars?
So recently we've had the pandemic, we had to shut down, and then we've also had a lot of staffing shortages. Well, with those things, we had savings. We didn't increase our operations and add other things with those savings. We maintain those savings. And then we have deferred maintenance. Everybody knows we've been reporting that for a few years now. So we were able to just recently transfer $10 million from our savings to a capital maintenance plan to maintain our three new elementaries and Montford Heights Elementary moving forward. So it's to keep from having deferred maintenance on our newer buildings and protect the investment of our community.
Yeah, that's really important because it's exciting to have those new buildings. But new buildings don't stay shiny in new buildings unless they're properly maintained, do they?
Right.
And then you don't want to wind up moving backwards with the condition of the facilities without keeping up with those. What are some other ways the district is moving forward?
Recently, in our 5-year forecast, we were able to postpone the need for new revenue or reductions in operations to fiscal year 28. We originally projected in 23, in 19 when we had our last operating levy, and then that had been postponed to fiscal year 24, which is currently right now, and we've been able to postpone that out to fiscal year 28. And then also recently we were able to save our community additional dollars. So in 2019, we refunded some of our master facility bonds from our 3 new elementaries, saving the community $3.7 million. And then debt payments come due December 1st, but the investment matures in the middle of November. So we were able to invest those idle funds for an additional couple of weeks and save our community another $64,000.
Oh, those are really great numbers to see, just intentional things that you're doing, that you're paying attention to make sure that you are being good stewards of that. The community is entrusting a certain amount with you for the budget, and you are doing the most amazing stretching things with it that is possible, and that's really great to see. Are there other things that the district is doing moving forward that we should know about?
So we're always looking at not only today and tomorrow, but when you think about our kindergarten class, it's the class of 2037.
Oh my goodness.
And 40% of the jobs that are here today won't exist by then, and 65% haven't even been imagined. So we have to make sure that we're thinking about them and getting them ready. The competencies from our portrait of a graduate and having them ready so whether they want to enroll, enlist, or be employed when they graduate, they're ready for our community.
You're doing the strategic long-term plan and to work on the district, and you are planning for students that are starting now, and you don't even know what they need to be trained for when they graduate.
Correct.
That's amazing. It does make me feel a little old, but that is fantastic. I can't wait to see how the district is going to work with these students and what students that we're going to get to meet as they grow up and learn things and experience stuff in the district as they get bigger.
Every year matters.
I hear you mentioning postponing coming back to the community for additional revenue. How does that impact the district's partnership with the community?
Okay, so per our 5-year forecast, we were able to postpone from needing to come back for additional revenue or reductions in operations in fiscal 24 to fiscal 28. But with all schools, the state of Ohio requires local communities to fund their public school district. So it's not a matter of if we ever need to come back and ask the community, it's a matter of when. And so we're always looking and using that 5-year plan to look forward thinking of where are we at now, how do we maintain the programs that we have in place so that our kids can achieve their pathways to their success, as well as be financially stable and long-term planning.
Now, I know that one component of the financial stability pillar is transparency. And we've already talked about the website. You can go to the Northwest School District's website and see all of these documents. But what are some of the other ways that you're connecting to make sure the community has all the information?
Okay, so annually we mail out a PAFR to our community, which gives them a summary of the prior school year. We also have a forecast presentation twice a year in November and May. We are now doing an annual budget document for the next school year, which shows what our goals are, as well as the budget that we've allocated for each building, department, and the district. And then annually, we have our audited financial statements and a CAFR that we release to our community. So we're wanting to make sure our community understands how we are funded, what we spend our funds on, and what the needs of the district are.
And I want to add that when you go to that website, you can sign up for a newsletter that the district puts out. Anyone in the community, not just the parents in there, anyone in the community can sign up for a newsletter. So I highly recommend going to do that, because I don't know about you, but I forget to look at websites. I have to remember to go look at the website, and I love the idea of a newsletter that will magically arrive in my email, and then I will know that there's new information that I want to be connected to. So I appreciate that availability from the district also to keep residents connected to what the district is doing. And it's a way to stay engaged. And if you are not engaged right now with the district and what's going on in the communication, this is a really good time to get engaged. If you already have been paying attention to these things, it's a good time to stay engaged, because we can hear there's a lot of planning happening. There's a lot of information available. We don't have to guess. We don't have to see someone's Facebook post in another group or talk to our friends over coffee and just sort of guess what's happening. We can go and get the information. You just listed a whole lot of documents that we can look at with all the details, which I so appreciate. And I'll also just mention right here, right now, if you're watching this podcast, that means you are staying engaged. And so I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here in the studio to make sure that the community can stay connected to the Northwest Local School District.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to help our community understand all the things that we are doing to make sure that we stay financially stable.
And thank you for watching. That means you are staying connected. Make sure, again, go sign up for that newsletter, and we'll see you next time.